Today I'm going to review the TradeGPT trading bot that we see for quite a long time now on the top spots on the MQL5 marketplace. And if you're visiting the website regularly, probably you have noticed that the price increased to $780 and it was $590 just a few weeks ago. And that made me think, if the seller is increasing the prices, it should be for one of the three reasons. First, he has a lot of sales, he's making a lot of money, a lot of people are interested, so he can afford to increase the price. Two, he has upgraded the robot and it's more profitable right now. It does really well, so it's actually worth more money from what it was 3 weeks ago. Or number three, he's just beating the inflation. So let's see together what is the strategy and the robot behind this TradeGPT expert advisor. If you're ready, let's go for it. Hello everyone, it's Petko and I really hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'm very happy for you watching this video because it is very important to watch as many reviews as possible, to read through all of the comments and feedbacks from other satisfied traders before you purchase a trading robot. And especially when it comes to Chat GPT, it's been so popular nowadays, everyone is talking about it. You will meet it in all social medias and even on YouTube. Whichever channel you visit, the chances of having a Chat GPT video are huge, and I will tell you why. Because this is a search term. People are looking for Chat GPT all the time, and all content creators want to have some content about Chat GPT, and I make no difference from the other. I already recorded 2 videos about Chat GPT trading bots, but instead of promising unrealistic results, I showed that Chat GPT is not really that good to code an expert advisor from scratch to the end, and I had to modify the code myself using some more professional tools as EA Studio and Fxview Pro to complete the code of the expert advisor. And in the second video, I showed that ChatGPT actually helped me with suggestions of how to select an expert advisor from the marketplace. And I proved myself the words I said about a minute ago. The first video already has above 20,000 views, which is a lot for a small channel like mine. But if you look for ChatGPT trading robot on YouTube, you will see one video that has over a million views. Do you think ChatGPT actually created the bot behind? I'm not really sure about that, but I can tell you that the content creator or the YouTuber made a lot of money from that video. And that's not important, it's not a subject of that video, but why I'm sharing this with you is that you should be really careful when you choose products related to ChatGPT, because it's a huge marketing tool, and especially when it comes to trading bot that sells on the market, you have to be skeptical and you better ask yourself, aren't they just using the name and the logo to attract more sales? Well, I don't know. Let's see together. And now let's see together what is the strategy behind the TradeGPT robot. I will test it and we'll see together what are the actual results. So if I open it, you will see the description, but before I go through it, I want to show you 3 pictures attached from the seller, and especially the first one I find really amazing, and not just because it shows a backtest with over $20 billion of a profit for the last 7 years and 3 months, but if you have experience with expert advisors and backtesting strategy, probably you are getting skeptical when you see such a backtest. The second picture is an example of the ChatGPT generated code, and again here I'm a little bit skeptical that they use just the generated ChatGPT code, because I know it is not good enough to generate a working expert advisor. And the last one is part of the function needed to calculate the stop loss to most effectively follow the trend and control the risk of positions. Now I don't have idea about that formula, to be honest with you, And I don't know if they just didn't place it to look complicated and advanced, but I can tell you that when it comes to expert advisors, it's not always the case that the advanced and complicated stuff works better than the simple strategies. But let's see what they say in the description. They use the Chat GPT to find the best market entry strategy, which makes sense, and they also applied their secret advanced mathematical model, which means that they didn't use just Chat GPT, but they added some extra knowledge and skills, which is a must, obviously, when we use ChatGPT for such purposes. And there are some recommended settings. It works on euro-dollar for the M1 time frame. The minimum trading capital to start with is $300, and there are some of the inputs. Now let me get that expert advisor and put it on MetaTrader so we can actually backtest that. I will open the Fxview MetaTrader 5 platform, from where we can immediately access the market. If I click on download demo, it will show on my expert advisor tab, and now I can go to euro-dollar, switch on M1 chart because this is their recommendation, and I will drag and drop the expert advisor so we can see all of the inputs. And all of that is not available on MetaTrader 4. Plus, you always have to backtest the expert advisors with reliable historical data and a broker that offers low spreads, commissions and swaps. And one of the brokers I'm using for algorithmic trading is Fxview, because they offer really tight spreads starting at 0.00001 for the euro-dollar, and as well their spread for gold is really low. Once you register with Fxview, you can download MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. I use both. I have a few accounts with them. Simply MetaTrader 5 is the newer version, and there are a lot of advantages compared to MetaTrader 4. You can see that it says it's flexible. There are technical analysis, fundamental analysis, clear segregation, inbuilt strategy tester and algorithmic trading. You can download it for your desktop, you can use it on your web, Mac, Android, iPhone. So pretty much any device you have, you can open an account with Fxview and download the MetaTrader platform. What more I want to share with you about that broker is that they have very good educational resources. If you're a complete beginner, you can learn about the basic Forex terms, you can follow with the market news, which is very important. If you're trading with expert advisors, you have to be really careful with hot economic news, and you can check out their video tutorials and webinars. The broker is fully regulated. It has regulations all over the world, so depending on where you are, you will be protected from the regulator in your area. And you can scroll to the bottom of their page to see which are the regulations that Fxview offers. I'll leave a link down below in the description so you can check Fxview with demo or live account. Now let me go back to the TradeGPT and I will go through the settings, so you'll see that there are not actually a lot of inputs. You can control the risk and the lots traded. It allows hedge mode, which is pretty cool, and virtual stop loss and take profit, and there are trade settings. So in this case with TradeGPT, there are not a lot of inputs, which means that it's very hard to understand what is behind that robot, what is the strategy and why trades will open and close, which means that we have to actually trust the seller because he's not providing a lot of details. But let's see what the backtest will show. So I will right click on the TradeGPT and I will go to test. I will stick to euro-dollar as they suggested, so I'll just look for it. Here it is. I will switch to M1 time frame and I will go for the entire history available. I will increase a little bit the window. I will stick to every tick modeling and I will just hit on start so we can see what will be the backtest if we were to trade as expert advisor with $10,000 of account. And I will switch to the graph, and you can see that already there are some trades being open and closed. You can see that there is drawdown here, another one in here, but at the end we will see how much is the drawdown, and it's really important to keep an eye on the drawdown, especially if you are trading prop firm challenges and you have max daily drawdown that you have to stay within. Now in here I see another drawdown, so the account is actually rising pretty steadily, and you can see that the backtest started from 2021 and now we are at the end of 2022. So I guess the backtest will be successful. It will not blow the account, but what is my concern is that we really don't see the very same backtest as we saw on that fancy screenshot with a profit of $20 billion. And even here the backtest starts from 2016 and I started from 2021. You can notice that these huge profits were actually in the last 2-3 years. So now the backtest is ready, and we can see that the account increased from 10,000 up to 100,000, which is still pretty good. Now let me go to visualize, and I will run a visual mode to see if any trades will be displayed, so we can see some examples of where trades are being open and closed. So here were a few trades. I'll just slow down a little bit if we can catch a little bit more. You can see the trades below, but I cannot really see on the graph any indicators or any trend lines, horizontal lines. So here we have one trade, okay? You can see that trade was a long one, and we have a stop loss already higher, which means that it is probably a trailing stop loss. Yep, it is, and here it was reached. So you can see that the positions below are being closed at the stop loss level at a profit, which means it uses either a trailing stop loss or after some distance or some kind of indication, the stop loss moves on profit. And if I just continue until the end, you will see the very same thing in here very quickly. And I don't think we will see anything different from what we already saw. Okay, here we have a short trade, and then the price goes up and down for some time. You can see what a loss we are handling, and the open trades are running huge losses in the range of $100 to $200, and then these trades were closed again, and now pretty much the same thing. So the expert advisor opens a lot of trades at the same time, and it's running quite a huge loss with many open trades that are eventually being closed on the take profit. But I wonder what will happen if the price keeps going in the opposite direction. I don't see even a martingale system to cover that up. But overall, if I click on history, you will see that all the trades are positive. Okay? No matter if it was a stop loss, a take profit, all of them are positive. Check this out. All of them are positive. Here are the trades one more time. Some of them are going on profit, take profit is hit. If they are going on a loss, the market recovers eventually, trailing stop loss applies, and again they're being closed on a profit. So all of the trades are on profit at the end of the day. One more time, check out the graph. And that is something I'm worried about. In algorithmic trading, when we use expert advisors, we have two scenarios. The first one is to use expert advisors that have losing trades and profitable trades. And most of the expert advisors I share for free are from this type. And obviously with the backtest and when creating the strategies, I'm doing my best to design the strategy in this way so it will have more profits than losses at the end of the day, and I will have this steady equity line, but there are losing trades. The second option is to use expert advisors that will handle losses with martingale system, and it will recover the losses. So at the end of the day we'll have only profits, but we take the risk to blow the account because the open losses could be so huge in one moment that we cannot handle it anymore, and we will have a margin call, or in other words we'll lose all of the funds. But when we don't have a martingale system and we see an expert advisor showing a backtest with billions of dollars, and even when I backtest the strategy I do not see losing trades or martingale system, I become really skeptical, and especially if I don't know the indicators, the strategy behind that robot, I personally wouldn't use it. But don't take this as a piece of financial advice. It is your personal choice and decision if you will be using it or not. So in this video, I really wanted to give you an honest review for the TradeGPT robot on the MQL5 marketplace. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I have revealed the strategy because we cannot really understand how it works. It looks like really hidden secret. And you already know why I'm very skeptical when I see a very perfect backtest without losing trades and at the same time no martingale system to cover up the losses. But I have to admit that the developers behind that robot did a very good job to code such an expert advisor that has an amazing backtest. It's not easy to do that, but this is where they lost me as a potential client. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video and staying with me until the end. Check out this video on my site to see a detailed review about the Waka expert advisor from the marketplace. I wish you a wonderful day, trade safe, always don't forget that I love you.